For decades, we've been on this huge quest to extend our healthy lifespans, right? But what if I told you that the whole time we've been missing half the picture? Today, we are diving into a massive blind spot in longevity science and why the real key to a longer, healthier life for every single one of us might be hiding in plain sight.
So let's just jump right into the central mystery here, a paradox that has honestly puzzled biologists for years. You've probably heard this. On average, women outlive men by about 5 years, give or take around the world. But that extra time, well, it often comes with a pretty big catch.
Okay, to really get this, we have to separate two key ideas. First, you've got lifespan. That's just how many years you live. But then you have healthspan, and that's how many of those years are actually spent in good health. And here's the twist. While women tend to have that longer lifespan, men actually spend a greater proportion of their shorter lives in good health.
And let's put a number on it. Women spend roughly 25% more of their lives dealing with chronic illness and just poor health in general. Now, this isn't some tiny statistical gap. It's a massive difference. And it makes you wonder, why? Why does this huge health span gap even exist?
Well, the answer, it turns out, lies in a really fundamental flaw in how we've been studying the science of aging. You see, for way too long, the research has been built on a foundation that is, well, overwhelmingly male.
Just look at the data from a major review of longevity studies in mice. And remember, mice are our go-to for testing anti-aging drugs. A staggering 40% of these studies either only used male subjects or didn't even bother to report the sex at all. It's kind of like we've been trying to win a race with only half the team on the field.
And here's why that is such a huge problem. When researchers do actually include both sexes in their studies, get this, almost 3/4 of the time, the interventions work differently in males and females. A single one-size-fits-all approach is just completely doomed to fail because our biology simply isn't one-size-fits-all.
This quote really just nails it. By failing to study females, we are actively filtering out meaningful discoveries. You see, this isn't just about being fair, it's about doing good science. We're literally blinding ourselves to unique mechanisms and slowing down progress for everyone.
So, let's flip the script. Instead of seeing female biology as this complex variable we should just avoid, what if we saw it for what it is? A source of powerful clues, a blueprint for resilience that we've just been completely overlooking. You know, this one shift in perspective completely redefines the conversation. I mean, think about it. Across almost every species on the planet, females live longer and they have stronger immune defenses. Their bodies are essentially a natural laboratory for studying what it really takes to live a long, resilient life. And we're not just talking about some vague idea here. These are concrete biological advantages. Women mount stronger immune responses to infections. Genetically, they have a kind of molecular safety net with 2 X chromosomes. Their bodies are literally built on these rhythmic cycles of repair and regeneration, like the uterine lining rebuilding itself hundreds of times. These are powerful lessons in longevity right there. Okay, take menopause. We often think of it as just an ending, but scientifically, it's an incredible model for aging. It acts like a biological time accelerator, squeezing decades of change into just a handful of years. It unmasks all these hidden risks for things like heart disease and cognitive decline, giving us this unique window to study and hopefully prevent aging in real time.
And it's a similar idea with pregnancy. It's one of nature's most intense stress tests, period. When complications like preeclampsia happen, they aren't just one-off events. They're actually early warning signs, unmasking the body's vulnerabilities to major diseases decades before they might otherwise show up.
So the big question is, how do we actually use all this knowledge? Well, the solution is a really smart new bidirectional strategy. Instead of looking for a single magic bullet for everyone, we can isolate the biological strengths of each sex and then figure out how to share those benefits with the other.
The strategy is actually pretty straightforward. Step 1, you find these super effective natural defense mechanisms that are found in one sex. And then, step 2, you develop very specific, targeted therapies that can give those same advantages to the opposite sex, but without any of the unwanted side effects.
So, what does this look like in the real world? Well, we could potentially harness female-specific genes to boost brain health and protect nerve fibers in men. We could develop drugs that mimic estrogen's incredible ability to protect our cellular power plants, the mitochondria. Or we could learn from female vascular biology to help keep arteries flexible for longer in everyone. And hey, this is a two-way street. We could help women fight that age-related muscle loss that happens after menopause by creating drugs that mimic testosterone's muscle-building signals. Or we can investigate why male DNA repair pathways seem to stay more stable with age. That could lead to totally new therapies to protect genomic integrity in women.
Now this right here shows exactly how our current system can get it so wrong. Take a common blood test for a clot marker called D-dimer. You see a 55-year-old man and a 55-year-old woman with the exact same result. For the man, it's correctly flagged as an elevated risk, but for the woman, because our normal ranges are based on male data, it's considered fine. Her true risk is being totally underestimated and prevention gets delayed.
So really, this means we need to completely reimagine our entire approach to aging. The future isn't about ignoring our biological differences or trying to erase them. It's about understanding and leveraging them to benefit absolutely everyone.
At the end of the day, the goal of longevity science has to be precision, and the clearest path to get there is by studying the biology that is already outperforming. We need to study women not as some kind of afterthought, but as a central framework for discovery.
And that leaves us with one last really powerful question to think about. If this much potential has been hiding in just one half of human biology this whole time, what other incredible breakthroughs have we been missing? What else could we learn from the biology that we've ignored for so long?